Good evening, everybody. It is Nick and Paul with the Bearded Banter Show coming at you from the Whisky Studio. Paul, can you believe we are on episode 2 tonight?
Episode 2.
With hearts of gold and voices in song, the good old boys in Kansas, they can't go.
We got something special for everybody tonight. We have got the Penelope Straight Wheated Bourbon. And I got to tell you, after reading about this one, I'm pretty excited to try this one.
Oh yeah, it's a rather young whiskey, but it's a 4 to 6 year old aged whiskey. So it's also double cask finished. So it should be pretty good.
I think it's going to be great.
Interesting enough, it's bottled just 45 minutes from my family in Southern Indiana.
I wonder if they can go by and get us a little discount if they go straight.
Probably not.
Probably not. Hey, you know what? It's worth a try. It is worth a try.
You can always ask.
Yes, I think we should. Maybe we can go get some stuff that might be harder to find.
Maybe we can get a Bearded Banter barrel pick.
I think we could pool our money together for that.
That's not going to be cheap.
That's all right. I'm sure our viewers would chip in a little bit to try this as well. So what do you say we get this cracked? And
well, let's put this up here so we can show the audience.
Well, I'm a little excited.
I know you are.
Take a look at that. For such a young bourbon, man, it's got some beautiful color to it. Here, hold on a second. We'll get the camera to zoom in a little bit there. Let's center that up there. All right, coming straight at you. Got your ugly face in there as well. The face only a mother can love.
Yeah.
I know.
But she loves it.
I'm just the same. But so this bourbon is a 95 proof. So it's going to have a little bite, not a whole lot.
Not a lot, no.
Man, the description that you read off to us here, man, this almost sounds like candy.
Yeah. So the aroma, it's going to smell a little bit like light oak, sweet corn, and apple and pear. But the body is going to be kind of a vanilla, honey, caramel, apple, maybe a little hint of orange zest in there.
All right.
So we'll see. So let's give a little history while I'm pouring this on how this started.
Yeah, so in 2018, Mike Palladini and his wife, Carrie, found out they were having a baby girl named Penelope, hence the name, why it's called Penelope. And to commemorate, Mike realized that he wanted to create a spirit that embodied daily joy of celebrating life's simple pleasures. So with all that, they came up with the Penelope bourbons, and they have got a huge array of different types that if you go to their website, you can see them all.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, quite a few. And this is around MSRP is about $40, so it's an affordable whiskey. And it is a rather young whiskey.
Man, that's pretty sweet, smooth.
Yeah, I can get some of those notes, it said.
I can definitely taste a little bit of the vanilla and the honey.
Yeah. A little bit of the oak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The finish on this is a little brown sugar, toasted oak, and cinnamon spice. And I can definitely.
Yeah, you can taste the cinnamon in this too.
Yeah.
On the back end. So.
This is a good, I almost said whiskey. This is a good bourbon.
Bourbon whiskey. So the mash bill on this is it's 74% corn, 7% rye, 16% wheat, and 3% malted barley.
I was going to guess that.
Yeah.
So, from a 1 to 10, what do you think? What would be your rating?
As this being my first time ever having Penelope, which I've seen it on the shelves many times, I give it a good solid 8 for the wheated. I like it.
I was going to say 7.5. Really close. I think this would be a good, affordable daily sipper. Come home from work, smoking a cigar out on the back deck. This is definitely a good bourbon.
Definitely.
I mean, a lot easier to find than the Angel's Envy, which is by far one of our favorites. But man, I would rate it right on up there.
Yeah, 8, 7.5, 8. That's a good rating for it, and it's really good. So the Wheated is it just made a permanent fixture on my shelf, I should say.
I think I'm gonna have to go to the store and pick me up a couple of these. So
you find a good 4 or 5 of the different ones usually on there.
Yeah, they had one that was called what? Fuck Cancer?
Yes.
I want to know more about that.
I do too. I'd like to find that, and definitely cancer is not a good thing. So.
No, definitely not. Absolutely. But,
oh yeah.
Definitely need to add that one to our collection.
Oh yeah. That's already here.
Well, my collection.
Yeah.
But so part of the show, is a little wisdom. We gave him a little bit of that wisdom.
We did.
But let's talk about a little wisdom outside of the whiskey.
Yeah, let's talk about a little wisdom. So Ford made a big announcement this week, huh?
Dude, they made a
massive
announcement.
Yeah.
It blew my mind when everybody's talking about tariffs and how the world is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ford said, you know what? I got an idea about these tariffs. Fuck them.
Yep.
And so they go, you know what? We're just going to go help the Americans by selling them a product built by Americans for Americans, and we're going to give it at our price.
Yep.
So the last few days here at the dealership, granted you Mr. Part-Time here, has been absolutely insane. Yesterday I went in to help a guest of mine and got stuck not only working a full shift but working even later than a full shift.
I wouldn't say stuck because you got to help 3 people, right?
Yeah. Okay. Stuck was a bad word.
Yeah.
I got the privilege of helping 3 of my guests.
There you go.
But as well, I had so many more previous people call in, so many internet leads and people from all around. This is an incredible opportunity. It's not, when they say employee pricing, just so everybody understands, it's not like what Paul and I as an employee of the dealership, we're talking about Ford employee. So there's MSRP, there's invoice, there's X plan, there's D plan, there's A plan. A plan is the cheapest you can buy a vehicle, which would be like if you're a Ford employee.
Yeah.
Sold 2 expeditions yesterday.
Nice.
Limiteds, we're talking almost $80,000 MSRPs. They saved almost 10 grand.
That is crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you.
And Nick doesn't know it yet, but he is splitting those with me.
Well, we need a lot more whiskey.
I took a day off yesterday. I've been working a lot of hours the last month and a half. So
hey, everybody needs a day
off, and
everybody needs a day off.
Definitely. So mental health is something I found over the last couple of years. Mental health it's real. It's rough. So I'm going through it myself. Bottled up a lot of stuff over the years from my divorce, deployments, not being around my kids.
Yeah.
So I finally decided to seek some help, and it's helped me out quite a bit. So I'm a big proponent of making sure your mental health is good.
Absolutely. That's hit my family as well. Mm-hmm. So I definitely support you and anybody else out there that's going through that. That's just, hey, I gotta have a day just to kind of get my mind right. So, but yeah, it was crazy, and I look forward to seeing you back on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll be back Saturday. So, how long is this deal going on with Ford?
So that's a great question. So let me give everybody the facts on that. So Ford said till June 2nd. However, Ford is the boss. Ford can shut it down tomorrow without telling anybody, giving anybody any reason. And matter of fact, the last time they did this was about 7 or 8 years ago. And they ended it early.
Yeah.
So, if you're in the market or kicking around the idea of doing this, don't wait. I mean, it doesn't cost you a penny to come out, visit with us, get all the information. That's free, absolutely free. But waiting, next month, next week, man, that could cost you thousands of bucks. For the people yesterday, it could have cost them an extra 10 grand.
Yeah.
So, but to answer your question, Ford announced the end of this will be June 2nd.
And this is for 2025s or 2024s? I mean, we still have new 2024s on the lot, obviously.
Yep.
So
actually, again, to kind of clarify this, definitely if you have a question on a specific vehicle, reach out to us and we'll confirm that it's a part of it. But so the specialty vehicles obviously are not a part of that, like the Raptors and the brand new 25 Expeditions that literally we've only got 2 that came in and they were gone. But like literally the 24s, pretty much every single one of them.
So no Raptors, no Shelbys, no.
Yeah, the specialty ones.
None of that.
None of that. None of the Black Horse Mustangs. But 90.
Dark Horse.
What?
Dark Horse.
Yeah, is that what I said?
You said Black Horse.
Black is dark.
But it's Dark Horse.
Okay, I renamed it.
There you go.
Okay, you know what I mean. You got me. Okay, but 99% of all the inventory that's on our lot, is going to be covered.
Yeah. And
a part of the program. But if you're looking at something and you just want to make sure, message us and we'll take a look at it just to make sure it is a part of that program. But yeah, if it's a 24, chances of it being a part of the deal, is true. Let me tell everybody a little tip though, a little secret, a little extra shot of whiskey on top. Now, Paul, don't be using this little trick. So you've heard of, about our C stocks, the program vehicles.
Yeah.
That is like the super, super sweet deal. Mm-hmm. So just so everybody knows, the C-Stock vehicles or the program vehicles were either a manager demo or it was used in our service department. They're all brand new. They may have, 2,000 to 3,000 miles, but they're all brand new. The warranty is extended, so you're not losing anything, but they come with a humongous discount. So it can be even better than the others.
So Ford actually...
I know you didn't pour yourself one and didn't pour me one.
You were busy talking, so... So Ford actually gives us, on the C-Stock, it gives us a little bit better warranty than a new vehicle as well.
No, not necessarily. So what they do is they take a look at the vehicle when it was sold. So let's say the C-Stock has, let's call it 2,000 miles. Okay. Factory warranty, bumper to bumper, is a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. Because it's a part of that C-Stock program, you get all the savings.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ford says, hey, instead of that 3-year 36, we're going to give you a 3-year 38,000 mile warranty. So again,
you're not 2,000 miles. So
yeah. I mean, so you're not losing anything except for the little bit better savings. So,
I mean, honestly, at the cost of 2,000 miles, 3,000 miles, and still being considered a new vehicle.
Oh,
that's a heck of a deal.
Yeah. So I've bought at least 2 or 3 cars that I know of that were a part of that program. So it's a smoking deal. That is like the sell racket dealers.
Yes.
So save the money, go there.
Definitely.
Any
So is the 60th anniversary Mustang including this or no?
I don't think so.
It's not really it's a special, but it's not really a special.
It might be. I'll have to run that by Phil.
Yes.
So I was talking to Phil a little bit yesterday because I was in the tower probably at least 4.5 hours of the 9 hours that I was there. And, I was talking to him about our Whiskey Wisdom Wednesday shows.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the whiskey we're trying isn't the good stuff.
Now, love you, Phil. 100%. Great guy. You need to get a better choice of whiskeys, my friend. Now, don't get me wrong. My grandpa loved this whiskey he talks about too, but Lord Calvert's is not.
That's not top shelf whiskey?
No. It's not even bottom shelf whiskey.
That's the rejected whiskey that didn't pass the first inspection.
That's if you come to my house and I offer you this whiskey, I probably don't really like you. It's not that bad. It's a good whiskey. Like I said, it was one of my grandpa's favorites, but I never really found a palate for that one. So to each their own.
Maybe we should do Lord Calvert and we'll bring Phil onto the show.
We should do that.
And then we'll bring a bottle of some good stuff.
Yes.
I got an idea. We'll do that, but we'll blind taste. And we'll be like, Phil, which one's Lord Calvert? Which one's Penelope? Or Angel's Envy? Or whatever. But I think that would be a fun show. You know, he says he's been drinking that stuff all of his life. He can drink bottles and bottles and not get a hangover. But I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would. So if you guys want to see Phil out here watching or doing one of these episodes with us, we'll try the Lord Calvert's. He can provide it.
I don't think that'll break his bank.
I don't think that would break a homeless man's bank either. Probably not. So, I mean, this won't break a bank. I mean, this is $40. This is,
dude. You could get a case of Lord Calvert for what you got that one bottle for.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's what.
You could probably get a year's supply for this.
Dude, that stuff is horrible.
For me, it's a 20-year supply because it's all going to take me to get rid of it.
Oh man!
Like I said, it's a good. It's an okay whiskey. It's not horrible by any means, but just not one of my favorites. So.
And hey, have you talked to Oscar up there at the dealership? Nice guy. He's one of the new guys they hired.
Yeah, one of the new guys. Yeah.
Came over from the other Chevy store in town.
Yeah, we won't mention their name.
No, we won't. Well, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. But, so I was talking to him about the show, and he's into tequila as we're into whiskey.
We could probably do that.
I think we should bring him on the show too. We'll try some of his tequila, and he could try some of our whiskey.
Yeah. You never know.
You think you could handle tequila?
Tequila? Oh, probably. I've had a few in my day.
Man, bad stuff happens when I drink a lot of tequila.
I've drank some. I like to kind of put along with turpentine, but some Aviator's gin, some gin. That stuff to me is kind of like turpentine, but you mix it with a good something, and it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm. So the last time I drank tequila, a buddy of mine, his name's Nick too. He's like honestly the closest thing to a brother I have. Him and I. Well, you're my stepbrother. Nick and I go way.
I see where I rank here.
Way back. But so him and I went to Mexico, and just a guy's trip. Him and I over the 4th of July, and so we started drinking like at 4:35 in the morning, right? So we get on the airplane. We're mixing like Crown and Coke all the way to Mexico. The time we land in Mexico, it's about noon, 12:30. Dude, we had this buzz going. We felt like we were 10 foot tall and bulletproof, which is not a good feeling to have when you're walking into an all-inclusive resort with all the alcohol at your disposal. So needless to say, we get up to our rooms, throw on our swimsuit, head down to the party pool. Man, it was a foam party. There was packed asshole to elbow inside this pool.
I think I remember you telling me about this. It was that all-inclusive, all-male one, right?
No, that's the one that you went to.
I have not been to that one.
Yeah, that's why you're getting ready.
I have not been anywhere, actually.
Well,
I'm not getting ready.
We'll talk about that after the show. Okay, so let me build this picture back up for you. Okay, so him and I got our swimsuits on. You know, we're already way liquored up, and I'm like, dude, we've got to get some food in us quick before we start taking shots of tequila.
Mhm.
So we beeline it down to the pool, foam party going on. We are wolfing down a taco at the same time we're ordering like 4 or 5 shots of tequila, and I couldn't even tell you what else. And we cannonball into the pool, go over to the pool bar, pick up our drinks. Did you know after about 5 shots of tequila, I can speak Spanish?
Really?
I think I can speak Spanish.
You taco, burrito.
Yeah. So apparently, Nick told me, and his name is Nick too.
You said that.
Nick told me that I was talking to this Mexican lady and her husband. They were both attorneys in Mexico City on vacation. Apparently, I invited them out to dinner, and my buddy was like, dude, you need to get your over here. Leave them alone. But apparently, I was being really friendly, inviting them out to dinner. Well, we get out of the pool, and that's all I can remember. I woke up about 3 o'clock around the toilet in our room.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, the next day was 4th of July.
Okay.
I had an all-day booze cruise planned out for my buddy and I. The last thing I wanted was another sip of alcohol. I felt like I died.
And being on a boat.
Yeah, that's not a good combination. Yeah. So it's 7:30 in the morning. We have to be on the boat by 9. We walk downstairs, and we are at a very bougie hotel or resort, excuse me. Very bougie. And when I mean very bougie, our room was almost as big as his house. It was close to a 2,000 square foot suite. Very nice.
Very nice.
And so we take the elevator down. I'm like, dude, I got to grab some food before I even think about drinking anything. And the bellhops that were down there, which happened to be right in front of the elevator where we got off, were like, hey, amigo, high five. They're like, you're alive. And I'm like, apparently my buddy had to carry me up to the room because I was out cold.
I've never had a day like that.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, when we go to Mexico, we have to bring our ladies to make sure we don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, definitely.
Take 5 shots of tequila. Apparently, 5 minutes.
So, my similar story to being carried up to a room is on my first base. We were out drinking at a bar, obviously. And
it wasn't one of them homosexual bars.
No. There were women present. Trust me. But I was sitting there.
Was this one of them Thailand women bars?
No, this was in Macon, Georgia.
Okay.
A bar called Whisky River.
Whisky River.
Really good bar. It's no longer around, unfortunately. But so I was sitting there just throwing back some Jack and Cokes for several hours. And then on the ride home, I passed out. So they figured they needed to carry me up to my room. And I lived on the 3rd floor.
Oh, man.
I was a little bit lighter than I am now. But my dorm's in the Air Force. And about the 2nd floor, I decided I got this. So I shook free from them and started running. I'm running up the stairs, and I cut the corner a little too tight. And I went face first into the pillar and fell straight down like a board. They said it looked like one of those cartoons, where you go. So, and then once I got up to me, I popped up and ran in my dorm room, and they didn't see me for the rest of the weekend.
Man, and do you still drink Jack and Coke to this day?
I can drink Jack and Coke, no problem. I mean, I like Jack. I'll give it a hard time when I found these other whiskeys, but it's good whiskey.
When I was growing up being young and dumb, I'll never forget, man, we were drinking, oh man, I said I'd never forget, Southern Comfort.
A little SoCo, huh?
Oh man, let me tell you, the smell of that alcohol makes me sick to my stomach to this day. Oh, it tastes good going down, not coming up.
SoCo's some good stuff. I can drink that. I'd buy that again.
No, sir.
SoCo, Evan Williams. I can't do Jim Beam, oddly enough. It's not that I can't handle it. It's just the flavor of Jim Beam. I don't like it at all.
Really?
So
I could do some Evan Williams. Evan Williams isn't bad. I mean, for cheap stuff, I kind of like it.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you guys want in the comments, by the way, if you would all please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
If you want to see more content on whiskey, have a little bit more, maybe we can go some stories, similar like we did today on little excursions we've had. I've got a few from my military days.
I thought we were supposed to talk about those days.
Don't ask. Well, yeah, not that one, but yeah, those are what happens in another zip code stays in another zip code.
Hold on a second. I think you got a little bit more than I do.
I was trying to figure that out.
There we go.
I still got more than you do.
That's all right. That's all right.
You're kind of foolish. So, with that being said, comment below what you guys think we should try next. If it's one I don't have in my collection, then we'll probably have to go out there and acquire it.
Yeah.
If it's one of the allocated ones that it's hard to get, then if any of you have one you'd like to donate, possibility we could bring you on the show and have a little talk about it and have a few drinks over it.
I think that'd be a good idea. Another fun idea I was thinking about too. Maybe we should do a deal where Grant would have to figure out the legalities for it. But, if we had like a lucky subscriber, we could do like a raffle. Maybe we could mail them like a little 2-ounce sample, or if they're local, come by and pick a little sample up of what we got.
Yeah, well, they definitely have to be over 21, and we'd have to check out the legalities of that. So it's always an option. Obviously, if you're going to provide a bottle of whiskey and come on the show with us, you do have to be over 21. So
unless they had like something really, really good. Could we fake that?
I'm not going to jail for anybody.
All right. Well,
by the way, if you ever do go to jail, not speaking from experience at all,
don't drop the soap.
Wear more than a tank top and shorts, because from what I hear, them benches that you sit on in them jail cells are kind of cold, and they keep it cold.
It sounds like you've been there.
I can neither confirm nor deny this allegation.
Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for watching episode 2 with Penelope Bourbon.
Yeah. Penelope Wheated. And again, please comment down below what is your favorite whiskey, what whiskey you'd like for us to review and try again, and see what we can do about getting Phil on here. So Phil,
you're on the show, buddy. You don't know it yet, but we're coming after you.
Even if we have to kidnap you. Even if we have to coax you with a bottle of Lord Calvert's.
All right, buddy. Well, cheers to you and cheers to everybody there. Guys, have a fantastic week, and we will see everybody next Wednesday.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.